start the show now on the big midweek newscast that Pep Guardiola is staying at Manchester City. His previous deal was due to expire at the end of this season, but he is now committed by signing an extension until 2027. He joined City in 2016, has won 18 trophies in that time, including 6 Premier Leagues. Under his guidance, City became just the second English men's team to win the treble. That's the Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League in the same season. And they also became the first men's team to win 4 successive English top-flight titles and to achieve 100 Premier League points in a single campaign. So there was rumours of a 1-year extension, but it's now 2. Does it surprise you? Are you pleased to see he's sticking around?
Yeah, of course. It's important to have one of the best managers, if not the best manager of all time.
Yeah.
In the Premier League, without doubt. Do you know it's really hard second-guessing Pep Guardiola? Because I always feel like whatever you think he's going to say, he's going to do something completely opposite. And, most expectation was this was going to be his final year, which, well, if you listen to Pep often enough, it's probably not the case. And then there's the rumours of the defeats. I think he knows, and this is one of the reasons, you've got to remember the Pep plan was done 3 years before he even joined the club. They were in the process of getting the one they always wanted, and that was Pep Guardiola. So I think they're very smart upstairs, and I know all people say, well, hold it, the charges and all this sort of stuff going on. I'm talking about how the club is run.
Yeah, and the football activity side of it.
Yeah, they know they got the man they always wanted, so they need to keep him. And yes, it's been a difficult period, but they're smart. Anyone knows why City are in the position they are. I mean, I'm talking as if they're sort of 10th in the league. They're second in the league, but they've had incredibly bad injury list, which has decimated even their great squad. So I think it's great for the Premier League. It will make everybody's, they're still going to be the team to beat over the next few years with the quality they've got.
Yeah, very much so. And don't forget they're in action a little bit later on when they host Tottenham in the 5:30 kickoff. But of course, the season struggles and the recent bad run of form that they have been on, losing their last 4, is part of the reason he has said he's decided to stay on, not wanting to leave the club. I mean, he was never going to leave straight away, was he, after 4 successive defeats?
We questioned his interviews talking pre-match about games and managers, and he praises them to the hill. Yeah. I never quite think it's that sincere. I think he just says things that are nice, but I'm never convinced, because he always whips their backsides when he plays most of the teams.
Yeah, I know what you mean. In his sort of build up to a game, or even sometimes post-match, he's very diplomatic, perhaps, in certain things. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are certain things that he says, like with he's suggesting there's an agenda against Manchester City and that most teams want them relegated with these 115 charges, for example. But overall, yes, he's very diplomatic, I would say, in what he says. But
who do you replace him with?
Well, that was...
where do you go after Pep Guardiola? We could all throw out names, but you've got the man you wanted.
I know, and I don't know who you bring in that can even improve that. No. Unless there's some up-and-coming manager that we're yet to discover, perhaps, who can, certainly kick them on to a level that we will not... Gosh, if you're kicking them onto a level that we're not expecting, then I don't know what that level would be, because they've just been so phenomenal. But who knows what will happen. But he's certainly sticking around for 2 years, which, as you say, is probably good for the Premier League, just in terms of having the best of the best. Okay, on the way next, we're going to look ahead to some of the games coming your way today, including Everton, who are looking to turn around a tough run of form against the mighty Bees.
Tough, isn't it, Everton? You think about the positives, 53,000 new stadium that's coming up, obviously start next season. I think Ndiaye is another positive now. Looking at him as a player and thinking he's the one player technically that is superb and can make things happen. So there are some positives in the team.
Yeah, goal scoring seems to be one of their biggest problems right now. And not that I want to just put it all on Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but when you are playing a system where he is that number 9 out and out, he hasn't scored for 2 months, Cass.
Well, he's been here before, hasn't he?
Yeah. Do you ever think we'll get to see the old Calvert-Lewin, who at one stage was in the England team? We were always talking about him being the understudy to Harry Kane. Do you think we'll ever see that I think Calvert-Lewin again?
He's sort of become the very good leader of the line that battles away and gets the odd goal now and again, but he's never really gone through a scoring level of is he? He's not even streaky. There's not even you can go. Do you know what? He's a streaky striker. He could go on 6 in 7 games. He's not that type of striker either. I think it's difficult. Everton have been a hard watch for a long time. It's not exactly entertainment full on Goodison Park. It's not been that, and I think there must be a hell of a frustration from Everton fans who witness quite mundane football. And it's not on Sean Dyche because he's been given a really rough hand. There are issues. They don't have enough flair players. I think McNeil can be one of the game changers, but I think more so is Ndiaye at Everton. Yeah. I think he's the most dangerous and likely to cause problems for the opposition. And then you compound it with injuries that they've had. It's been an issue for Everton. It's a tough watch. They must be one of the hardest watches week in, week out for a fan. And certainly in the Premier League. Well,
if Everton fans are listening right now, then let us know at 81089. I'd love to know if you agree with that. What you can say for them coming into this, they have won all 3 top-flight matches against Brentford under Sean Dyche.
Yeah.
But we mentioned a tough run, and this is the run they've got up until the new year. They've got today's game, then they follow that with a trip to Old Trafford. Wolves are then at home, so a game they'll be targeting as a 3-pointer, certainly. Then they've got the Merseyside derby at Goodison to come. Arsenal away, Chelsea at home, Man City away. And they finished December with a game against Forest at home. Not easy at all.
No, it's going to be a tough season for Everton again. This is a club that, in my day, in my heyday, Everton was a team that could win the title. They were that good. That's incredibly. I know that's a long time ago, but the Everton it's a very capable club. It's going to have an amazing stadium that is going to be hopefully packed to the rafters, an amazing support. And with that, they need a team. Because one thing is clear. If we're going further down the line now, entertainment is the business they're in. And it's expected now in football that you entertain and win. It's expected. Whether you like it or disagree with it. And I can be pragmatic and be a purist and say, well, no, there's other aspects of the game. Honestly, if you want to keep fans coming to games in their numbers.
Well, Cass, one team.
I know the entertainers are.
One team that's guaranteed entertainment is Brentford in terms of no other side in the league has seen more goals scored. That's for and against. 44 evenly distributed, 22 scored and 22 conceded. And whilst they have the best home record of any team coming into this match week, it's crazy how their away form is entirely different. They have the worst record of any side. They are yet to pick up a single point on the road, having lost all 5 of their games.
Well, you need to explain that.
I wish I could. Maybe I can say that they started off with Liverpool away, Arne Slot's first home game, never easy. Then they went to the Etihad, which they took the lead in and then lost. Took the lead at Spurs, lost. Then they lost to Manchester United. Then final away game in that run was a game to Fulham. So you could perhaps
you were scored late goals, didn't they?
Yeah, we were winning until late on, indeed. Yeah. As I mentioned at the time, it would have been a travesty if they hadn't got something out of it, Fulham, because they were a much better side. But maybe the caveat to this poor away form is the fact that they've had some tough away fixtures to begin the season with. But I know there is a bit of an issue that's going around with Brentford fans and within the club about why can't we get anything out of our away trips. It's just so bizarre that you can do so well at home.
Well, if you did, you'd be in the top 4.
I know.
I mean, you're not doing bad. You're 11th in the table?
11th,
11th from, 16 points, 3 points off of Champions League spot.
I know.
It's not that bad.
No, it's not. It's no drama, but it's just so bizarre how contrasting the form is.
What year was you in League 2?
Oh, gosh, you're going back to, the early 2000s?
Okay. So when was you out of the Championship? About how many years ago now? 5 years ago, is it?
This is our fourth year.
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So
what's your point?
My point is it's been an amazing rise of Brentford Football Club.
Oh, of course.
You've got a new stadium.
Yeah.
Okay, you're getting loads of home wins. You're recognised as one of the best teams, certainly with home form over the years. And yet now we're just down to away form. You get that sorted, you'll win the league.
Well, how about that? You said it, not me.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.